Okay, excellent. And then restaurants lower the price of burgers to 50 cents. Em, you have this?
Yeah. Would it be no change to just like changing quantity demanded and so it would just shift along?
Right. Okay. And go.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So is like left always paired with decreasing and right always paired with increasing? Like
Yeah.
do they kind of go together?
Always, yes. Okay, with demand, it's going to be a little different with supply because supply is upward sloping.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions? All right, let's go on to supply. All right. So what is supply? Now, supply is harder for you. Why? Because now you got to think of the producer. You're comfortable thinking about the consumer because that's what you are. But now we got to think from the producer. So supply is a different quantity of goods that sellers are willing and able to produce at different prices. So again, we're looking here totally from the seller's perspective. Does anyone remember, before I say the law of supply, what the law of demand was?
As prices increase, demand decreases.
All right, as prices go up, demand, quantity demanded goes down. Quantity demanded goes down. Okay. What do you think the law of supply is going to be? If the law of demand is an inverse relationship, when prices go up, quantity demanded goes down, and prices go down, quantity demanded goes up, is that going to be the same for the law of supply, or is it going to be different? And why?
I would say it's when like the quantity of like the product increases, the price decreases. So it's like the same, because the more you have of something, the less like of a value I guess it carries. So
Okay, so you're going to say when prices are down, quantity supplied is going to go up?
yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put you in business right now. You are in charge, that shirt you're wearing, you are now supplying them. All right, so when prices go down, you're going to want to make more of those shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to make less money?
No. So it's not.
No, because you're an American, right? And the one thing you got to realize, we're greedy. Okay, so fix it and tell me what the law of supply is going to do.
So when prices decrease, the like amount of product decreases.
So it's going to be a positive relationship, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a direct or positive relationship between price and quantity. As price increases, producers are going to want to supply more. Why? Because they want to make more money. And then as price falls, the quantity producers make fall. Okay. We're good? All right. This is just an example. You know, and it's again, it's just kind of showing you how that supply, there it is. Like at $1 you would supply 10, 2 you'd mow 20 lawn, or this is cereal again, 3 30 boxes. So as the prices go up, you want to supply more and more cereal. Okay? So, what if new companies start making cereal? What is that going to do to the supply in the cereal industry? So let's just say Bristol Incorporated comes out and starts making cereal. Is that going to increase supply, decrease supply, or have no effect on supply, and why? Sure.
You want to decrease the quantity supply because you have to lower your prices to be able to compete with the other companies.
All right. Take one thing at a time. Just say, I'm in the market. Forget about prices for a second. What will happen to supply, in your opinion?
It will increase or go up.
They'll increase the supply of the market. Me entering the market.
Yes.
Okay. Agree or disagree with Sherry? Someone? You're shaking your head. Go.
It'll stay the same.
Okay, why?
They're gonna want cereal, but they're not gonna want it more just because there's a new competitor.
Okay. When you're saying, say your statement again. I didn't hear you clearly.
People will still want like this, the same amount of cereal, but they won't want it. They won't want extra cereal just because there's a new company.
Okay. Her statement's about what? What? It's about, you're about demand. And you're right, demand is going to stay the same. I'm asking what will happen to supply though. Do you agree with Sherry who says supply will go up? Or you're saying supply is going to stay the same because demand is the same?
Yeah.
So you're saying the same. Anyone else who's going to solve?
I think it would go up because you have more people making the same amount, I guess, as before.
So that I'm just going to dump more cereal into the market?
At first.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Kirsten, if what you and Sherry say is correct, which way would the supply curve shift?
Up.
Okay. Now, if it goes up, what's happening to how much cereal we're supplying?
There's more.
Is it?
Or it would be the same, just the price goes up.
Well, maybe let me help you here. Okay. Say we're at $1, right? Or at $2. Now, if we go up at $2, are we making more or less cereal?
Less.
So then, according to what you and Sherry said, which way would the supply curve shift?
Right?
It would shift right. So an increase in supply is a rightward shift. And that's what's going to happen here. Because what's happening is I'm just making more cereal. So supply is going to shift right. All right? Now, we'll get to involving it with demand, but right now, supply would just shift right. And at every price, there will be more cereal available. Now, what Sherry said in her answer is also going to be true. That because the supply increases, the price is going to lower. Which is then going to increase quantity demanded. And that's why it will work. Okay? All right. Again, price doesn't change, but there's more cereal. All right. What if there's a drought destroys corn and wheat crops? Now again, we are in the cereal market. So there's a drought and corn and wheat is destroyed. What's going to happen to the supply of cereal?
Decrease.
It's going to decrease, right? So you're going to then, you would just shift it left. So again, at every price, you're going to be supplying less cereal because you have less of the resource products that it takes to make cereal. And in this situation, when you shift left of the supply curve, what happens? Prices go up. So quantity demanded drops. Okay. All right, and I might not have said this for demand, and if I didn't, I should. So you got to be really, I would always put the arrows for the shift, like this would be usually S or S1, and then you mark the other curve S2, and you do that for demand. And I would say, to be perfectly honest with you, the arrows and everything, it's like a grading thing. Like, they're told to grade your free responses on the AP exam in 90 seconds. Right? That's what they give it. So they go flying through. So here's the psychological part. If you're giving them arrows and you're helping them, and there's always disputed things, they're going to help you. If they're not sure, did you really know it? And yeah, because you look like you knew it, because you have all the arrows and stuff. So it is, and it helps clarity for your own sake to show. So put the arrows marking clearly. Okay? Here are the shifters. Timer for demand, rat nest for supply. Now, at the end of the year, every student knows timer, and like 5 remember rat nest. And I don't get it, but that's what happens every year. Like timer is like, wow, rat nest, no. All right, so rat nest, the first thing is resource prices. That was like with the wheat and the corn. Anything that,
All right, we're gonna
summer school's over.
Summer school. We
Yeah.
have completed yet another day.
Yeah.
Please walk students down to the buses for dismissal. Thank you.
Usually don't they say you could do all that work at home and get out earlier? All right, so anything like cotton is a resource price for sure. The number one resource, labor. All that is resource prices. Alternative production. This is the trickiest one. I own a